Hello. I'm Lyndon Thorpe, and this is Our Way, Our Wealth, a weekend audio event that I run every weekend. Sometimes I have guests, and sometimes I just like to speak and tell you what's happening to my life and everything on LinkedIn. So, today it's just me, but tomorrow I'm going to have a guest, Andy Barker, and he's been here before, and we're going to talk about sacrifice, which is a really interesting topic. So let's move on today. I'd like to just tell you briefly what's going on this coming week, and I've got events coming up, and so on Wednesday, as usual, my events will continue. This week it's event 10 of a 13 sequence event series called Millionaire Mindset Breakthrough. This week is my favourite topic. It's resilience. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that today to get you excited about joining the event. Wednesday at 1 o'clock BST. You can register easily. I'll put the registration link below this window, and you can really save your seat. So, resilience, really, when we're talking about wealth and millionaires, it's a secret weapon. But contrary to what you may believe, it doesn't start in the mind at all. It starts in the body. And as you probably know, I'm a somatic transformation mentor. Somatic means body. It's a posh word for body. But I've always believed that all of our actions, all of our behavior and our thoughts and dreams come from the body. The body does not lie. The mind does. The mind will delude you. Something terrible. Yeah. It will trick you. The mind is a tricky thing, but the body is not. The body is hugely truthful and transparent, and especially the blood is tremendously honest. So in my work, I like to combine the scientific with the spiritual. We have three aspects of our lives: the body, the spirit, and the mind. And all my money is on the body. And if the body is in good condition, the spirit and the mind will also be in good condition. You've heard this word 1,000 times, resilience. But what does it mean nowadays in the digital revolution? It's definitely not a mindset of any kind. And it's not a mantra. And it's not even a set of beliefs. But I don't rate beliefs anyway. Beliefs are thoughts. Thoughts are transient. They are like, matches that are struck and then burn out and disappear. Thoughts are transient. But the body knows. It has knowledge. It has intuition. It has all of the ancient tools that we've mostly forgotten, many of us. So resilience definitely starts in the body. And if you check this out yourself, you'll agree with me. When you start to feel disappointed or depressed, or that you're failing, where do you feel that? not in your mind. These are feelings. Feelings belong to the body. You maybe feel it in your chest, a heaviness in your chest, or your gut. Some people in the stomach. And it's a feeling. Resilience is a feeling. It's not a strategy. It's not a thought. It's a feeling. So, before you write a single affirmation, craft a story, reframe your latest challenge as a gift in disguise, your nervous system is already responding quietly, deeply, faithfully. The thoughts will never override the nervous system, ever. And this is the great tragedy of traditional coaching. All the coaches I know don't dare venture into the body. And I am lucky because I've spent my whole life working on people's bodies as an Alexander teacher, Feldenkrais teacher, as a meditation leader, as a mindful educator, and many other things. Music therapist, all of these things depend on the body. The body is our greatest asset. And yet, we ignore it, we abuse it, we forget. The mind forgets, you see, easily. The mind easily forgets, but the body never forgets. You can trust your body 1,000,000 times more than your mind. Absolutely. So in coaching, which is so popular nowadays, nobody is coaching the body. Everybody's coaching the mind, offering strategies, 7-point solutions, things that may work temporarily, but will never be long-lasting. It's all about pep talks, vision boards, mantras, bounce back better. But while all that's going on in the mind, your fascia is frozen, your gut is clenched, your solar plexus is on red alert, and you might look fine, but your inner self is locked into survival mode. And that's why so many people are burnt out, so many people are suffering in so-called imposter syndrome, money guilt, etc., etc. Because they're not in touch with their bodies. And the body is where we can find the true nature. Not in the mind, it's in the heart. You know that the heart gives off electromagnetic vibrations that are 60% stronger than the brain. We adulate the brain and the mind, but the body is far more intelligent, far wiser, far more trustworthy than the mind. The mind can be influenced, it can be cornered, it can be it can just be completely deluded. But your body can do that. So let's talk about embodied resilience for a moment. Well, this is the kind that is rooted in polyvagal theory, neuroception, and the ancient wisdom that your body knows before your mind ever catches up. The ancient wisdom you were born with, that we spend our whole time getting further and further away from in developed nations, in urban, overpopulated groups. We just ignore what we were naturally endowed with. And your vagus nerve, as a really good example here, is your principal nerve. It's the 10th cranial nerve, and it's the most important nerve to give feedback to the brain. So it's constantly scanning your environment for safety. Safety, this is a big word now. It doesn't care about your goals or mindset, because those are all mental figurations. They're all delusions. It cares about real, felt signals. Am I safe? Is this familiar? Do I need to shut down or fight back? We are bodies, principally. The mind, the intellectual mind, is a great tool, but it's not the only tool. There are so many others that you are probably neglecting. Your intuition, telepathy, visualization, meditation, all of these things are ancient skills that we were endowed with at birth, but that we just immediately move away from once we start to function in society and once the conditioning sets in. Yeah. So if you're not working with the body, then every single mindset hack is a castle built on sand. Resilience without embodiment is simply performance. Resilience with embodiment is transformation. And this is my field. This is what I do. So what about the human spirit? Body, spirit, mind. I've had several interesting discussions with people recently who claim to be interested in health and even to promote health and well-being and wellness and so on. But then they turn around and say they're not spiritual. The spirit is something we can't deny. Could you deny your body? Could you deny your mind? In the same way, you can never deny your spirit. The human spirit is extraordinary. And if you watch TV or watch movies or anything like that, then there's a huge trend at the moment to show just how amazing the human spirit is. Bruce Willis is a great exponent of the human spirit. He will die hard. You know, there are many people who are championing the idea that the human spirit just never gives up. So here's the paradox. We live in a world obsessed with evidence and results. Yet the most powerful thing about us, the human spirit, is completely invisible. Your feelings are invisible. You can't prove your spirit to a skeptic. You can't download it or graph it or run it through AI. But you can feel it. You can hear its whisper in the silence after you've stopped performing. You can sense it in your spine when you stand back up after a fall. We're not here to crush our souls in pursuit of success. We're here to partner with our spirit, embody our truth, and become a force that is both resilient and radiant. I'll say those again. Resilient and radiant. These are my favorite words. And they go together. Yeah. If we're truly resilient, then we are truly radiant. So, here's practice. And I practice this in event 10. So in event 10, we're going to walk through a simple but powerful resilience building embodiment exercise. It's going to be a reset ritual you can use any time with your nervous system And when that is hacked or hijacked, or your spirit feels dimmed, this is the thing to fall back on. You'll also get the Resilience Reflection Journal, a free guide to help you map out your internal recovery process after emotional setbacks, financial blocks, or even burnout. So this isn't about puffing it out. This is about tuning in, slowing down, and returning to the deep intelligence of your body. True resilience feels like this. You breathe steadily through chaos or catastrophe or disappointment instead of reacting. You hear your intuition more clearly than your fear. You move forward, not because you must, but because your body says yes. So the only way to be truly resilient is from the inside out. And I'm going to make a replay available for this event, but I'd much rather you attended in person. And if you would like to appear in the studio, then please DM me and I'll send you a special guest link. Today's reflection journal, and if you want more support, learn the body strategies that work. The mental strategies do not work. They may work momentarily, but it's the body that is your future, that is your truth, and you have to work with it. And I can help you with my mentorship. I'm a somatic transformation expert, mentor. This is what I do all the time. I'm running workshops all the time. I'm writing about it constantly. So just tune into my profile and you'll find out more. And this week we're going to run a poll on LinkedIn. And we're going to ask you, what does resilience feel like to you on a good day? A grounded sense in my body. B, calm but clear emotional strength. C, a sharp mind and high energy. D, honestly, I'm still figuring that out. I'm amazed how many cannot get into their bodies. They are so distanced from them and so lost, really, therefore. Now, I'm constantly writing about the three most important aspects of your existence, and they are your ability to detect vibration, and this is not just with your ears, this is with your whole body. This is your creaturely tool which you've turned your back on because we feel we want to be better than animals. But animals are amazing. If you look at a beautiful cat stalking its prey or chasing a butterfly, its whole body is involved in watching and listening and becoming that butterfly or that possible food. Its whole body, from the pores, the pores of its skin, its pores on the earth, to every hair follicle of its fur. And there's nothing more beautiful than watching a highly excited and aware animal in the wild. You've seen them on TV. You have those skills. And I've seen them in humans with my own eyes. Some years ago I spent quite a long time living with Australian Aboriginals in the outback in the South Australian desert, and I saw what those amazing humans can do. They can detect vibrations at 5 or 6 miles. Their eyesight is phenomenal. They can find their prey, if they're hunting something, at 5, 6, 7 miles away. And if you've ever imagined a First Nation person using a boomerang, then you're way off, because to actually see them using boomerangs is out of this world. They're using all their ancient skills. They locate the prey, and then they turn away from the prey and start to sway with their knees soft and their haunches down, and then they throw, and the boomerang comes around, and bang, the prey is floored. It's amazing. No, I've never seen anything like it. Phenomenal. So we all humans have these ancient tools. It's just that we don't use them, and for maybe 2 centuries our ancestors haven't used them. So these skills have disappeared from our skill set, from our DNA, and we are left with very paltry number of skills: visual, digital, and that's about it. We are visually dominant. If we are lucky, we have good auditory sense, but there are not so many people around who are really auditory sensitive. So, detecting vibrations is one of the main skills that I teach, or I uncover, because you already have this skill, but it's hidden below all your conditioning. The second is the breath, the breath, the here and now of the breath, the in-breath, the out-breath. Not possible without our relationship with the earth and with the universe. And yet we turn our backs on the earth. We want to do better. We want to be more sophisticated. There is nothing more sophisticated than your breath. You breathe 22 to 24,000 times every 24 hours. Your breath is always there, day in, day out, for 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 plus years. And you can rely on it. You're not conscious of it mostly, but you can rely that unless you have a terrible accident or you get a terrible disease, your breath will sustain you. It is your most amazing asset. And then we have the lungs, the human lungs, which are so superbly engineered. They constantly process raw oxygen. They retain the nutrients, they expel the harmful things, and so you can survive. And without them, you would die within 4 minutes. Your whole existence depends on planet Earth and your remarkable body. And thirdly, last but certainly not least, is the spine. And this is remarkable too. And I'd just like to slip in a quick quotation here. The body is the only place where the real and the now resides. Everything else is interpretation. And my work takes you right into the body, where you can find that reality and where you can desist from interpretation. We live in the visual world, we live entirely by symbols, words, images, they're all symbols. In the invisible world, we get right down to the nitty-gritty of reality, behind and below the symbols. And that's where a lot of my work happens. So the spine really is extraordinary. We're taught in this age of relentless visibility to lead with the eyes, to scan, to judge, to compare, to accumulate. The visual first world, dominated by intellect and saturated with images, is profoundly disembodying. And it's no accident that the mind speeds up and the body is left behind, along with our breath, our posture, our attention, and our power. We are left behind by the hysterical sprinting of the mind. But what happens when we reverse the flow? What happens when we begin again? Not at the eye, but at the spine. My lodestone product is not a technique. It's a recalibration of awareness itself. By returning to the spine, which is an evolutionary pillar from which all vertebrate intelligence has arisen, we enter into an ancient intelligence often forgotten in modern life. And my practice begins by directing your attention to the back of the body, the uprightness of the spine, the depth of the lungs, the movement of the breath. And in this rather silent axis, cognition, which is all the rage, yields to perception. The vagus nerve is involved in something called interoception. Modern neuroscience now validates what ancient traditions have long intuited. When we attend inward, the parasympathetic nervous system awakens. The vagus nerve, which runs from the brainstem to the heart and lungs down to the gut, governs rest and digest, the rest and digest response. And when we slow the breath and anchor attention to the spine and the inner body, vagal tone improves. And this leads to reduced inflammation, lower heart rate, clear emotional regulation, and greater sensory sensitivity. But this is not about zoning out. It's about tuning in to the subtle vibrations of life as they pass through the body. Heightened awareness is the key. And if you want to know more about this, please join my event on Wednesday at 1300 BST. You can get a link to join right now. I'll put it under this window. And please investigate my product. It's called Lodestone 1. I'm just in the process of making it an online course if you prefer to learn that way. But you can join right now and you can start to get in touch with your incredible awareness. So, thank you so much for joining me today. Just bring in my signature music. It's wonderful to be able to talk to you about the things that really matter. If you have any comments or any observations, please leave them for me in the comments box under this window, and I'll get straight back to you. This is Lyndon Thorpe, Our Way, Our Wealth, and I'm going to be back again tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll have a guest. He's called Andy Barker, and we're going to talk about sacrifice, which is a big topic. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.